Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about a player that the Washington Commanders signed as an undrafted free agent that over half of the league wanted to sign. We'll talk about him and some other things as well. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. A few hundred away from 13,000 subscribers, so go ahead and do it. It's free and it means a ton to me. Alrighty, and I'll also go over all the undrafted free agents that the Washington Commanders signed at the end of the video. Let's talk about this guy first, Chig Anuzium. Probably mispronouncing it like I usually do, but they signed him $50,000 signing bonus and $300K base salary guarantee per source. Half the league wanted him after he went undrafted, and Washington paid up to lock him in. And I know a lot of the comments are going to be like, well, if half the league wanted him, why didn't they draft him? There's a difference between wanting him in the 7th or the 6th or 7th round or earlier, and then wanting him as an undrafted free agent. I bet you a lot of these teams had a late 7th round grade on him or had a 7th round grade on him, but they had some guys on the board that when they were drafting that they probably had a 6th round grade on or a higher 7th round grade on. So that's why they didn't sign him, but he was one of the most sought after undrafted free agents. So this is a guy to watch out for. Maybe he makes the roster, at minimum making the practice squad, unless he's just really bad. Because I saw some people say that the $300K base salary guarantee is more than some 7th round picks. So that's not a like if he makes the roster, he'll make more than that, but that's just like the base that he gets and the $50K signing bonus. We'll go over a little bit of information on him before we get into the other, undrafted free agents. So ran a 4.3, 40-yard dash. Again, cornerback, 37.5 inch vertical. Press man cornerback, 6'1", 200. I guess press man cornerback size. 6'1", 200 pounds, 93 tackles, 12 PBUs from 2022 to 2023. Had some, 30 visits with these teams right here and some other stuff as well. Sees his information here. Colorado State. We'll go to, not a lot of information on him, to be honest. You see this right here. So just a guy to watch out for. Maybe he makes the roster, maybe he doesn't. It's going to be tough. Just thinking about it right now, Benjamin St-Juste, you got Mike Davis, I think that's his name, Mike Davis from the Chargers. Then you got Emmanuel Forbes. That's 3 right there that are probably going to make the roster. And then after that, you got Mike Stainer still. Stainer still. You got him. Man, there's so many names to remember, and some of them are not easy to say, especially when they're not right in front of you. So those are 4 that are locked to make it. Then you got a guy like Quan Martin, who, are they counting him as a corner? Are they going to put him at safety? Last year, he played they drafted him last year to be a nickel, but again, what does this regime view him as? And then you got a bunch of safeties, to be honest. You got, Percy Butler, Jeremy Chin, Derek Forrest, Jeremy Reeves. You just drafted Dom Hampton. So a lot of DBs. It's going to be hard for him to make the roster, but definitely could make the practice squad and then work his way up to make the roster. Or if there's any injuries, hopefully, there's not, but there always is, knock on wood, then, maybe he can move his way up the roster during the season. So just, again, a guy to watch out for. A lot of teams, wanted to get him in, and usually a couple undrafted free agents make the roster every year. And especially with a team like this where it's young, I could see a couple making them. I guess not every year an undrafted free agent makes it, but, often one makes it, and sometimes they end up being contributors. Like Steven Sims was a contributor for us in his rookie year. It didn't work out completely down the line, but he was an undrafted free agent that worked out in his rookie year here. So just, again, watch out for him and some of these other guys as well, especially when you commit more money to them. They're going to try to keep him around. So let's go over some of the undrafted free agents they signed. So talked about Chig, and then you got Sam Hartman, Austin Jones, running back out of USC. I believe that's him. Ben Nichols, safety. David N. We'll say David N. I don't even know how I'd pronounce that name. Tyler Owens, Norrell Pollard, shout out Hokies. He went to Virginia Tech. Very good defensive tackle. You got Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint, wide receiver. I think I think Georgia, Michael Wiley, AJ Woods, and Colson Yankoff. Okay, so we got those guys. That's what, 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 undrafted free agents. That's a lot. That's a lot of guys that they're bringing in, plus the draft class, which 8 or 9 guys, that brings you to 20 young guys in camp. So a lot of young bodies, that are going to be putting in the work, trying to make the roster. The notable names, Sam Hartman, they gave him a lot of money, a decent amount of money for a undrafted free agent. So he's a guy to watch out for to make the roster. They probably are fine with Jake Fromm, but Sam Hartman is a guy that he's there. I heard John Kahn talk about this. He's their version of Jake Fromm. So they're probably going to just want to keep him instead of Jake Fromm or Jeff Driscoll, just a guy that makes more sense for their system than someone like, Jake Fromm. And you just might as well bring in all of your own guys. And he's a rookie. He has a little bit more, development that he can do. Let me pull up a tweet. Let's see if I can get something on Sam Hartman. There we go, Sam Hartman. But yeah, I think that, that's a solid, undrafted free agent signing. So $20,000 signing bonus and a $225,000 base salary guarantee. So there's something. Again, he's a guy that they're giving a decent amount of money for. So I would say minimum he'll be on the practice squad, a chance to make the roster as a third quarterback. If he does solid, he'll be a third stringer for them. If not, he'll be a practice squad guy unless he gets picked up by another team. So that is those two, him and Chig, are the guys I would watch out for the most. Running backs, it's going to be tough for them to make the roster unless they're really good. Maybe Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint, he could make the roster just because the receiver room is not very deep. It's not very deep at all, so he has a chance. You really got to look at the position groups to see where these guys can make the roster, and I think, MRJ, we'll call him MRJ, has a chance to make the roster. So I'll go ahead and Rosemy-Jacksaint. So just looking at him, so we can see, he did play at Georgia, for 4 years. Just we'll look into him a little bit just because he's a guy that has a chance to make the roster. 6'2", 195 pounds, and didn't have a lot of production, but did play for 4 years in an elite program. And is this past season over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. So had a solid season. And besides that, honestly, I don't really know anything else. I know as much as you guys, just giving you guys the stats here. 6'2", 195. So honestly, pretty light for 6'2". But watch out for him. So the 3 guys I would watch out for: Chig, Sam Hartman, and then Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint because of the position. And you could see Colson Y as well, maybe making the roster. But, I think you got Zach Ertz and Ben Sinnott as locks. And then after that, you got guys like Cole Turner, John Bates. And even though they're not guys that, Adam Peters and them brought in, I still think at least Cole Turner is a better option than Colson. And then, I don't know yet. Let's see what he has to bring to the table, but I like Cole Turner. I would like for them to keep him around. I really think that would be good. And the running backs, is just going to be tough unless they really impress. If they really impress, they'll keep 4. But they brought in a couple other ones, and they have Eckler, Robinson, and Chris Rodriguez. And even if they don't love Chris Rodriguez, I think they're going to keep him. And then after that, there's just no need to keep a 4th unless it's a young guy that's a stud, and it would have to be either Austin Jones or Michael Wiley for that to happen. And I think they'll keep one of those guys on the practice squad. A lot of these guys will end up on the practice squad. That's just how it works with these undrafted free agents. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys new, and peace.